About to take the old Tenere out for a little bit of a spin. The battery on it died. I was right. It was kind of weak. It's kind of a pain to jump it because I have a little portable booster, but that took forever, and I think it's dying. I still have the same one on here, but it's dying because I guess I just got it kind of bad. But because of my electric vest consumption that I'm using, it tends to, you know, get pretty weak pretty quickly. But the bike rides well, you know. It just took forever, and it's not like I can push start this thing. This is a beast to push start. So if you're stuck without a battery, man, this thing is just going to be a turd to push down the street. And look at this, my tire. This is a Kenda Cruiser ST, and I bought it for like 60 bucks. It's almost gone, and I barely have used it. Look at that. I still have my chicken strips because I haven't really been riding. I've been commuting, but I'm surprised it wore out like around 2,000 miles, so I'm getting ready to buy a new one. You know, one of the benefits I see in the touring mode on this bike, even though I complain a lot about it, when it's rainy like this and you're actually seeing the oil slicks on the road, it's always nice to have the touring mode that limits your power and traction control. So yesterday, I think in DC somewhere, there was two guys, and of course in a Nissan Altima, who robbed the place with two AK-47s. That's right, these are probably your neighbors if you live in the DC area. Yeah, these robbers, I think that's the part that didn't surprise me, is that they used a Nissan Altima to get away. I don't know why people even buy Nissan Altimas. Do not buy them. I have a roommate, he's got a Nissan Altima. He fixed his transmission, and a couple months later the transmission is bad again. They are notoriously unreliable. But I don't think the people that like Altimas care, because I think they just give you a little bit more power for whatever. It's just, I find them absolutely some of the worst cars. And they look nice, that's the thing. Nissan styled them well, but you cannot go by the design when it comes to these Nissans anymore. Nissan used to be a very good, reliable manufacturer, but when they merged with Renault, their quality just went down, and with their CVT transmissions, they are just so terrible. Do not buy one, guys, do not. This is Route 270, and we're past Rockville at this point, but we just passed a company, or no, actually we're about to pass it now, I believe. To the right here, ZeniMax Media, that's where they make the Fallout series of video games. And I'm a big fan. You know, lately they kind of fallen out of favor because there's so much more competition. Fallout used to be good. Even the original Fallout was really good. I put $9. Well, I filled up the old hog. My battery's definitely dying, so I'm very careful about using electric gear, but it is too cold. You know, one of my favorite things to do is just ride around and look for places to pee. I don't know why that's a thing. It should be a thing. You know, if you're a guy, you want to like mark your territory, and that's what I like doing. I think I'm going to mark my territory down here. I really like, you know, like people like to find porta potties to pee. I just find those things really disgusting, so often I'm just like peeing even behind the porta potty. I don't see the point. Are porta potties made for women? I don't know. Like in the city, there is a lack of porta potties. I can see myself using porta potties in the city, but not in the countryside, because in the countryside we have the benefit of peeing on trees, and it's good for them. Oh, what is that, a cemetery? Well, yeah, this is perfect, like peeing territory. Alright, I think this will do. What's over there? It's like a farmhouse. Oh shit, this bike does not, holy shit, that's this thing is just sliding like crazy. But look at that, just my front tire. I put it on the mud here, and you can see it just digging in. And just moving is just... Okay, this bike is not good for any sort of off-roading, especially with the wrong tires. I think one of my favorite things about adventure bikes is that I can ride these roads, and these might not seem like difficult roads to ride, and they're not, and today is wet and stuff, but I think what I like about adventure bikes, and dual sports for that matter, is that they absorb a lot of this kind of very rough terrain. I don't feel uncomfortable, but I've ridden many sport bikes, and I've managed, you know, it's no big deal. But if you're not used to it, riding these type of roads on sport bikes is not very fun, because the roughness of the roads make it just so jarring. The suspension on sport bikes is so firm that, you know, I think perhaps even the new adventure bikes that have electronic suspension, that is a good thing, because you can change it on the fly. But for me, regular suspension is good. It's less costly in the long run. A lot of these active suspension systems require some maintenance down the road, but that's the part they don't really like do a lot of talking. I used to work for a Porsche place, and they used to sell suspension that was electronically adjusted, and man, those things were expensive to service when it needed to be serviced. Look at that nice little creek, a bridge. Yeah, there's hardly any gravel roads, so for a goober like me, I look for gravel roads. It's kind of like a hobby, because riding gravel roads on an adventure bike is cool. Any bike really, because there's not going to be a lot of cars there, or never any cops, so you can kind of ride them at whatever speed you want, except today, because it's like all douchey sort of riders out here. You see that? And it's wet, you know. Look at that gate. Somebody's got money. I do love exploring these little gravel roads, because they kind of feel like I'm in a different world. But today is kind of a nasty day for riding. It's kind of funny, you see people that live near gravel roads. You see there's like mud sometimes that's a little bit slicker. You have to keep in mind that you have like limited amount of braking when you're riding something like this, and this is a very big bike, so if there's a car coming a little bit fast, you have to get to the right side no matter what. Oh, road closed, flooded. You see that? I'm just gonna go see where it goes. So this is a creek over here. I'm not gonna ride it, but I think it's kind of funny, because I've crossed it before on many motorcycles, but I am kind of a puss when it comes to taking this one, because it's so big, and if I drop it, a 600-pound bike, you know, it could break your back lifting it up. Probably not. I probably can do, but I'm just going to check out how far the water is up, because it rained overnight. Here we go. Here's the creek. Look at this. Oh yeah, like they say, road closed for a reason, but look at that. Look how muddy that is. Yeah, definitely not worth the risk. Look at that. One time I came here, and there was a minivan coming to this part of the road, and he got stuck in the water, and I saw him like just jump off, and it was see, here's another issue. When you're a little bit on the shorter side, and I'm just average, you have to push it back, and if you can't flat-foot it, you don't have that much traction to go around. So the way to do it is just kind of little baby steps like this. Don't go all the way, because then you'd have to push it all the way. This is a new gravel road for me. I have to be careful, because where the tire tracks of cars are also means that it's muddier, because it's removed a lot of the gravel. I could ride in the middle, but it's a little bit lumpier. Yeah, today is just like super muddy, kind of disgusting. Just making sure no car comes from the other side. I'm using quite a bit of the road. But this is cool, like a little creek here. Very idyllic. It actually looks kind of like a spooky movie with no sun out. It's still fun to ride these roads. Can't imagine people don't like to ride these. I used to do these on like sport bikes. When you go to Virginia or West Virginia, then all the roads, I mean, there's so many gravel roads. And some guys actually consider the Super Tenere like cheap, you know, and they're willing to go off-road and do all of these things. I'm not one of those. I'll get a dirt bike for that. For this type of roads, yeah, I can do this, you know. But anything gnarlier than this, yeah, I'm not into it. I guess I would, because I've ridden my V-Strom in some pretty hectic places out in the West. I think if I was riding out West, I'd probably take it in the same places I took the V-Strom, but I do feel a lot heavier on this than I do on the V-Strom. Here's another slick spot here. Yeah, it's not that fun riding this thing when it's this slick. It's not quite as bad as when I was riding that snowstorm. What's this over here? Oh, is this a construction thing? Oh, they closed it. Now I'm going on the left side. You have to be kind of careful. I'm just kind of tracking up, not trying to spin my tires. When it's this slick, you really don't have that much. Oh, what's this? There's like a little hump over there. You can ride them over there. Oh. This little thing is quite at home in this sort of territory. But so on the gravel, it's fine. There's no issue. But my front tire, it's had it. And when you have a front tire that kind of slides around, and when you look at my rear tire, it is a slick and the top is already wearing out. Not a good idea. Kind of stuck here. The cops won't bother me.